So today has been a pretty eventful day for me. I guess the reason why I made this video, or why I'm making this video right now, is because I have a story to tell. Yesterday I tried making this video, but I was just complaining about my life and it feels really wrong. I feel like my life is as bad as I think it is. It's nothing compared to a lot of other people that I met in real life. In comparison. Just this night, I just got home from my university at like 10 p.m. So yeah, I went home and riding my motorcycle and stopped at this supermarket or mart, and there's a food cart in front of it, still open at night. I usually saw the food cart every single night anyway, so it's not like a surprise or anything like that. But I'm always fixated by the seller, which is an old woman. She was like 50. She looked like she's in her 50s. But every time I stop by there, I never really carried any cash on me. I usually just use card. But tonight I did bring in cash. I did bring cash. It wasn't much, but it was enough to buy something from her. So that was what I did. Oh crap. So she was selling this like sweet corn stuff. It's like corn put in a cup, and she give it like cheese and condensed milk. It's pretty good actually. Yeah, I just finally brought some cash, and then I finally, for the first time, kind of interacted with her. I asked her, first thing first, I asked her like, what time are you usually open? And she said that she's open from 5 p.m. until 10 p.m. which is kind of crazy, because for a 50 years old woman needing to work at that late of a time, it's kind of mind-blowing to me. And then I kind of get a little bit more nosy, I guess. But I'm sure she didn't think it that way. She was pretty friendly throughout the conversation. The first time I went to her, she had this blank stare, staring down. Like I was standing in front of her and she didn't even notice that I was there. So I had to call her, like, hey, can I buy the stuff? And yeah, when she noticed me there, she looks really happy. So then I asked more question, like, what do you usually do in the morning if you're not in this stall or this food cart? And she said, oh, gas station, let's get some fuel. And she said that she usually just, in the morning, she shop for ingredients for the food cart. That's, yeah, 5 liters. Seems good. on the parking brake. And we need this seat belt. Okay, let's go. And in the afternoon, she looked out for her family. And then she mentioned that her husband also have another food cart selling the same stuff at another place. But her husband in the last 4 months has been sick. He got a stroke. And that made me feel really bad. I feel like horrible that I've been kind of ignoring her for the few times that I've been in that mini market or that supermarket. I feel kind of guilty, and yeah, that's horrible. She's a strong woman. Imagine having need to replace your husband, but also take care of him while he's sick, also having his children. And she had this smile that, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but it's not like it doesn't look like that she is like self-pitying, which is why I decided to kind of scrap my previous recording of this video, because I was just complaining about my problem. And I don't know, self-pity is not good for you, I don't think. Like, self-pity feels really selfish. I don't know, I have problem with friends, university, but it's nothing that my life depends on, you know. And then there's another person that I usually talk with when I was at high school. He was a meatball vendor. He usually sells his meatball near this train station. I talk to him a lot, more than I do with the corn vendor, because, well, today is kind of the first time I talk with her. But yeah, he sell his meatball near my school, so every time I walk back home, I'd see him and walk past him. And when I was at high school, I used to carry a lot of more cash, because I did not have an e-banking app. So yeah, I'd stop by and buy some meatball. And his story was, oh, that is the end of the road. That's so after he graduated from high school, he didn't get to college. He worked at a catering. After he worked in the catering, he saved enough money to buy a car. This was in the 2000, like early 2000. And he bought this pickup truck that he used to collect trash and, sell the trash and recycling plants. That's a thing here. And also like boxes and stuff to recycle. And that's, to me, seems to be like his peak moment. I don't want to say peak, but that's kind of the way he phrased the story to me. That was like when his life was good, basically. And then 20 years later, out of nowhere, COVID hit, and he had to sell his car. And selling his car mean one of the way for him to earn money is no longer available, because the thrash thing is kind of like a side gig, right? The main gig is the meatball. So now he's limited. He's limited to only selling meatball. What is really messed up is he had to sell his car for $300, which is really cheap for a car here, because COVID was really a struggle. Like, he ran out of money completely. He have a wife, but they don't have any children. And he always told me that God hasn't gifted them a kid. Which I don't know. I feel like God haven't gifted them a lot of things. Now I never really talked to him because, I moved out of that place. I no longer live near the station. I now live like near my university, I guess. Like, there's no reason for me to stay there anymore because I only stayed there for high school. He's really old. Maybe in his... I think I said that he was in his 50s, but he could be in his 60s for all I know. White hair with his glasses. Really a friendly guy, but he's also into conspiracy theory, which is kind of fun to listen to. A lot of people struggle more than us if we look around. Sometimes we're just too fixated on ourselves, which makes sense because we're living our own life. But back then, when people said to me that you should compare yourself to poorer people, I'd say something along the lines of, everyone got their own journey, and it's unfair to compare ourselves to poorer people just so that you cannot compare what you're going through with other people, because everyone have different expectation into which they compare their lives to. But now, looking back, I think they're kind of right. Like, a lot of people have a lot of worse lives than me. And to say that, and to be able to complain while I'm under a roof with air conditioning and a laptop in front of me while I'm just playing video game while talking to a microphone, feels really wrong to me. And I think it's because I'm really into socialism right now. Tomorrow, tomorrow I'll like give away some food to random people on the street that needed it, just to give back to the people. I guess we need to find a place to stop, and I could say my closing words. I feel like we've been driving for so long now. But yeah, imagine having need to sell your car for 300 bucks just so you could survive. Imagine having a husband that was like the main source of income in that family, and then he got a stroke, so you now need to work from day to night. I can't imagine that. I'm really bad at manual driving, by the way, so that's why I suck. Also, the controller sucks. Let's stop at that. What is that? Oh, stop with this jeep. That's a bar, nail bar. Okay. I guess my nail is pretty bad and a bit too bad shape right now because I play the guitar and then I use my nail instead of pick, like how normal people would do. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. I just want to tell a story about. I just want to tell the story about those two people and how it affected how I see my own life, I guess. So yeah.